And now it's time for the further adventures of Big Jon and Sparkie. Today's chapter is entitled, The Surprise in the Barn on Yuki's Farm. It'll knock your socks off. That's what Yuki Butcher told Sparkie as he described his new invention, a surprise that was waiting us in his barn on the farm. Yes, in our last episode, Yuki called up Sparkie and said to hurry on out to the farm to see what Yuki had cooked up for us. So, Sparkie and I stopped to pick up Mayor Plumpfront, and as today's chapter opens, we're driving along in the country road on our way to Yuki's farm.
Oh, boy, I can't wait till we get out to Yuki Butcher's farm so we can see what the surprise is that Yuki's got for us.
Well, I'm telling you, lad, this here surprise of Yuki's better be worthwhile, or old Yuki's gonna find a couple knots on the top of his head.
Now, Mayor, how can you say a thing like that? You wouldn't hit old Yuki on the head, would you?
Oh, lad, listen, many's the time I've been tempted to. There are times when that Yuki Butcher gets me so mad I can't see straight, and I got a feeling this is gonna be one of them there times.
Well, now, Mayor, let's not get angry with Yuki. After all, even if the surprise he says he has for us turns out to be a dud, we will be spending some time out on his farm. And I think that should be nice.
Oh, I don't know, Buster. That there farm of his is pretty run down.
But still, it's a farm, and it's out in the country. There'll be plenty of clean, fresh air, and it'll be quiet and peaceful.
Oh, quiet and peaceful. I can see that. How could it ever be possible to have peace and quiet around Yuki Butcher? Tell me that.
Yeah, how could that ever be possible? Besides, if you ask me, that surprise Yuki's got for us will get us into an exciting adventure.
Oh, I hope not.
Well, I know, but I bet it does. After all, Yuki said that the thing he's going to show us will make us famous. He said it'll get our names on the front pages of every newspaper in the country, and we'll be on the television, too.
Yeah, what do you suppose old Yuke meant by that, Buster? You think he's got something out there on his farm that'll make us all famous?
Oh, I don't know, Mayor. It's just like you said. There's no telling what old Yuki Butcher is liable to come up with next.
Hey, Big Jon, listen, you better pay attention to where you're driving.
What?
This next road is the one Yuki's farm is on. You better slow down so you can turn into it.
This next road? Well, that isn't it. Is it, Mayor?
Oh, yes, the lad's right, Buster. Yuki's farm is on that there road. That there's Devil's Backbone Road. That's where Yuki's farm is.
Well, it sure doesn't take long to get out here. Well, okay, boys, here we go. If you're right and this is the road, we don't have very far to go now. Now, as I recall, Yuki's farm is less than a mile down the lane here, isn't it?
Yep. In fact, this here land to our right is part of Yuki's farm.
How big is it, Mayor?
How big is the farm? Oh, as farms go, it's not real big. It ain't nothing like the ranches you find down in Texas, or for that matter, it ain't as big as most farms in Iowa, or even a lot of them right here in the state of Ohio.
Well, just how many acres does Yuki's farm have, Mayor?
Oh, I don't know, I'd say around 150 acres or so.
150 acres? Well, I think that's rather big.
Boy, I'd say so, too. Yeah, an acre is pretty big. And Yuki's got 150 of them? Boy, 150 acres. Man, how big is that?
150 acres? Well, you know the size of a football field. Just imagine a farm as big as about 30 football fields. That'd be about 150.
Can you imagine 30 football fields lined up right next to one another? If you ask me, Mayor, Yuki's farm is plenty big if it's as big as 30 football fields.
Oh, I admit Yuki's farm is big, but I mean it's not near as big as the farm I lived on when I was a little lad. As you know, Sparkie, when I was a lad, I lived on a ranch down in Texas. Yes, I did.
I didn't know you ever lived in Texas, Mayor.
Oh, yeah. Well, I have to take that back, lad. The ranch I lived on when I was a lad wasn't exactly in Texas. I'd say that Texas was in the ranch.
Mayor, you mean your ranch was bigger than Texas?
That's impossible, Mayor. From the stories I've heard, nothing is bigger than Texas.
Well, I'm not going to argue with you on that, Buster, because if I prove my point, all you'd say is nothing is bigger in Texas except in the whoppers, I tell. And I'm not going to let myself get in the middle and be ridiculed here, so I'll just back off.
Hey, turn in here, Big Jon. There's the dirt road that goes back to Yuki's farmhouse. Hey, look over there at the mailbox.
What?
Look at the sign that Yuki's got painted on it. It says Tooth Acres.
I guess that's the name of Yuki's farm. Tooth Acres, huh? Yuki would pick out a name like that. I wonder if he has a station wagon with the name of his farm painted on the side of it.
I don't know, but I did notice a station wagon that passed us on the way out here. It had the name of a farm painted on the door. You know, these are all high-class farms out here, Buster. Most of the fellers who live out here are gentlemen farmers, you know.
Boy, this road sure is bumpy.
And dusty, too.
Oh, there's Yuki's farmhouse. Hey, looks like Yuki's sitting there in the rocking chair on the front porch, doesn't it?
Yeah, it's Yuki, all right. Hi, Yuki. How are you? Here we are. We're here. Hey, Yuki.
Hey, Sparkie.
Hi.
Hey, Sparkie, now stop sticking your head out of the window like that and sit down. You want to fall out of the car? Wait till I stop.
Well, for goodness sakes. Look at that there feller. Is he supposed to be dressed up like a farmer? Look at him with that there straw hat on his head and a red handkerchief sticking out of his hip pockets. And them there blue overalls, I do declare.
For goodness sakes. Every time Yuki does something, he dresses the part. Well, okay, get out, Sparkie. Let's go on up on the front porch.
Hey, look at all the dogs. Where'd you get all those hound dogs?
Oh, my goodness knows. Hi, Yuki.
Oh, hi, Cracky. Howdy, strangers. I reckon you fellas are a mite tired. Come on up to the porch and set a spell.
Oh, me. Listen to that. What do you mean, I reckon? Where do you get all that there by cracky stuff, Uke? Talk like you always do.
Right now, Mayor, that's the way us farmers talk, and as long as I'm a farmer, I'm going to talk like a farmer, too.
Oh, sure.
Hey, Yuki, what about the mysterious surprise you said you were going to show us? Remember, you said it was in your inventing laboratory.
Oh, say, that is right. Yeah, come on, fellas, let's walk over there to my inventing laboratory, which is right over there in the big barn.
Yeah, I'm anxious to see this myself.
Me too. I didn't get a wink of sleep all night just thinking about it.
Well, as you fellas can see, I've done a lot of work out here at the farm since the last time you fellas were here. Had the fields plowed, planted some crops, stocked up the farm with livestock and chickens. The chickens all over the place here. Get out of the way there, chickens, before we step on you.
Look at all the chickens.
Hey, now, wait a minute, Yuki. When did you have time to do all this work around the farm? You haven't been home from playing baseball long enough to have done all those things.
Oh, well, I didn't do it all myself. I've got a for-real farmer and his family living here on the farm in my farmhouse. That's a pretty big house, you know. It's big enough for a couple of families. It's got 7 bedrooms.
Well, I must say, this place really looks like a real farm now, all right. Sure does.
Yeah, look over there in the field. Hey, cows. Cows. Look at them. Cows all over the place. There must be 100 of them out there.
Well, 72 to be exact, lad. Black Angus, some Jerseys, and a few Guernseys. I'm going to raise them for both beef and dairy products.
Oh, look at that. Here's the pig pen. Ah, look at all the little baby pigs in there. And how about that big one laying over there in the mud?
Oh, that there's a blue ribbon prize winner, lad. You know what his name is? His name is His Honor the Mayor. Look at his face, lad. Looks a little bit like the mayor, don't you think?
Hey, now listen here, Yuki.
Come on, fellas. Let's go on over to the barn.
What do you think of that there, Yuki, Buster, naming a hog after me?
Well, you should be proud, Mayor. After all, the hog is a blue ribbon prize winner.
Yeah, well, that's no consolation. After all, a hog is still a hog. You see how he's laying there in that there mud puddle, smacking his lips and blinking his eyes? Disgusting, that's what it was. Just plain out-and-out disgusting.
Well, fellas, here we are. Stand here a minute and take in a deep breath before I open the barn door. Because what you're about to see will leave you breathless. Not only that, but it'll knock your socks off.
Oh, boy, oh, boy. Open the barn door, Yuki.
All righty. Here we go. All right, there she is. Take a look. What do you see? And tell me, how do you like it?